Washington will play its 2025 spring game on Friday, May 2nd inside Husky Stadium, and in this video, I'm going to go through 5 players who really stood out throughout the duration of spring practice, players that I think you should watch for the spring game. Redshirt freshman, defensive back Rahshawn Clark has had arguably the best spring of any player on this Husky roster. Clark has pulled down 7 interceptions during team periods of practice this month, playing both the nickelback and cornerback in this defense. Some of the things that really stand out about Clark's play in the defensive backfield are his instincts and adjustments to the football when it's in the air. The cornerbacks are responsible for a lot of man coverage in Ryan Walters' defense. That's a base nickel cover 1 with a lot of 5 down fronts. Those heavier down fronts result in limited help on the back end of this defense, and Clark has shown that he can be reliable playing that single coverage on the outside. And John Richardson commented on Clark's ability to create takeaways.
Hey, it's nothing different than what we all seen in high school already, man. He made plays on the ball in high school, and he's doing it now.
On top of those coverage skills, he's a physical player whose instincts also translate to quickly diagnosing run plays, shedding his coverage, and getting up on the formation and making tackles on running backs. And I think that's the reason the coaching staff is using him at both cornerback and nickelback, because he can do both. I really think he's going to compete for the starting job at nickelback this fall.
You know, hey, time and maturity, my man. You know, but he's growing up quite a bit. You know, it's always a transition for kids coming out of high school and in the college ranks, right? Being able to learn the time management and everything like that. So he's doing well in the classroom as well as on the field, balancing his life and his time. So it's progressing.
Keeping it on defense, but moving up front, defensive tackle Anterio Thompson has been the most immediate impact transfer that the Huskies brought in this offseason. The former Iowa Hawkeye and Western Michigan Bronco is listed at 6'4", 306 pounds on the spring roster. He has described himself repeatedly this offseason as a player that can create havoc in the run game and the pass game, and that's exactly what we've seen from him all month. Thompson has been lining up with the starters at the interior defensive tackle spot all spring, and in the Huskies' most recent spring scrimmage, he recorded a quarterback hurry, a non-contact sack, and a stop, which I define as a tackle within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage. And when you watch him play, you notice his quickness. He's one of the fastest guys in the defensive tackle room on this roster, and Ryan Walters commented on his athleticism earlier this spring.
Yeah, he's definitely a mature young man and recognizes the opportunity that he has, and he's acting accordingly, so that's been good for us. The explosion and the power and the agility that you see running around cones and lifting weights in the weight room, it's translating to the field, so that's always a plus.
And Thompson has showcased his athleticism in a variety of different ways, including on special teams. During the 2022 season when he was at Iowa, Thompson blocked 2 punts. And here at Washington, defensive line coach Jason Kafusi said that skill set is translating to the Husky D-line.
What you see on film, so obviously played at Western Michigan, so if you take a look at that film, everything that you see there, he's big, he's strong, he's athletic. Same thing here, now just trying to get him used to our terminology and the basic fundamentals of what we do.
And a third player on defense that I think is going to be worth following during Washington's spring game is another transfer, number 12, Alex McLaughlin from Northern Arizona. The junior started 23 games as a Lumberjack as a true freshman and sophomore. He led the team with 71 tackles as a freshman, and he had 96 the following year in 2024. He played strong safety in the NAU defense, which translates to what they're asking him to do here at Washington, which is line up in that box safety position in Ryan Walters' defense. As the box safety, you'll see the 6'2" transfer lining up closer to the formation, almost like a linebacker or nickelback, and he's really good at quickly diagnosing those run plays and making tackles at the point of attack. This spring, McLaughlin has unofficially logged 4 tackles for loss, a forced fumble, and 2 pass breakups during team periods and scrimmages. I've primarily seen McLaughlin lining up with the second team defense, but the coaches seem to really like his abilities as a tackler, and I think he's a great fit at the box safety position. And here's safeties coach Taylor Mays talking about McLaughlin's performance this spring.
Yeah, he's been playing really well. I think I think for him, just like anybody, you got to kind of rep it. And one of the areas I like to say, like for the guys in the safety rooms, a lot of it is running and tackling, and that is his game to a T. Once you get the reps of where to align and where to place your eyes and everything like that, I mean, he's really kind of taken off, and I think his ceiling is still even higher.
On the other side of the ball, you're going to get to see a running back room that has a new element to it this season, and that is track speed with Jordan Washington. Washington was a 4-star in the class of 2024, committed to Arizona, and ended up transferring to Washington in the summer before the 2024 season, but he only played 4 snaps for the Huskies last year. So this spring has really been our first opportunity to get a good look at this running back. He's been taking a lot of second team reps in the offense, and the coaches are taking note of his speed.
Jordan Washington has elite speed. Jordan Washington ran, I think it was like 10.26 or something like that in California on 100. He's pretty elite, as we saw coming down that sideline.
And Jedd Fisch was talking about a particular 60-yard touchdown run that he had at practice where he bounced to the outside, beat the defender to the edge, and he was gone, an easy rushing touchdown. And that's the kind of impact that he can have in this offense as a redshirt freshman. Running backs coach Scotty Graham commented on how his skill set opens up the play calling abilities for head coach Jedd Fisch.
Just gives the play caller, Coach Fisch, an option to do different things. I mean, if we try to circle him, we put Jordan in. You're going down the hill, you put Adam in. And if you want to circle, you can put Adam or Jordan in as well. So being able to have a rocket ship and two physical A-gap runners is a luxury. And the best part about it, they're all patient and they understand. It's a development process. And Jordan is going to be really good. He's going to be really, really good.
And another young player that I think will be a key contributor in this year's spring game and also have an impact during the regular season is true freshman wide receiver Chris Lawson. In the team's most recent spring scrimmage, he caught 7 passes for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was the team's most targeted pass catcher on the day. And some of the wide receivers ahead of Lawson have been limited this spring. Denzel Boston, of course, has been out all of spring, but Rasheed Williams and Amari Evans have also been a little bit limited during some of the practices. It's given Lawson a really great opportunity to showcase his skills. At 6'1", 185, the former 4-star true freshman has been playing a little bit of slot and out wide this spring, showing that he can do both. But I really like what he can do out wide. There's been multiple plays this season where he's elevated above the defender to pull down contested catches. He's also made some great adjustments to the ball in the air when it's not on target to come down with some great catches. He's been on the field a lot with the starters this spring, and he's taken advantage of those reps.
Because of the injuries that we've kind of had, and I wouldn't say necessarily bad injuries, but just some of the stuff we've had going on, they've gotten a lot more reps than you probably would have thought they would get this early, but they've taken full advantage of it. Chris has been awesome for us. He's been out there making plays. He's a dog. Like, he loves to compete. Physical player, and so he's brought a real big attitude part to our group.
So those are 5 players that you might not be as familiar with that I think have been playing really well all spring and should have an impact this Friday in Washington's spring game on May 2nd. Be sure to stay right here for coverage from the spring game and all the way through the 2025 Husky regular season.